Hey everyone, welcome to this. This is what we're going to be talking about for EMD and gap transaction funding. So, obviously, we have an associates group. It's been we're doing a lot of training, a lot of stuff on Wednesday nights. This week I'll be doing 2 PowerPoint presentations. But what our associates have a huge advantage on is a considerable amount of information and data and materials that I've collected over the last 6 years for them, and they're able to access that on Wednesday nights through including all the contracts, documents, and forms they need, checklists, loan calculators, loan analyzers, plus the human resource talent alone of having an advisory board. So they're going to be able to lend money. It's their own money. In some cases, EMD gap transaction funding. Some of them can also broker, many of them broker for other lenders like Vizio, Rock, Kogo, Ground Floor, Lending One, Lehman One. There's about 10 or 12 lenders that cover the ones we have. We also have kind of what they call a slow and steady program where you can people can do long-term investments into loans and people can lend money. You have to commit the money to for 5 years, but it's considerable expense out there and stuff. So there's a lot of that stuff going on. So let's go ahead and a couple of people coming into the group right now. So go ahead and kind of do this real quick. Hey, everybody's going on. Chris, Andrea, or Joshua, how are you? Joshua and Chris, how are you? Cool. So, you guys, I just unmuted you guys for your questions, but I'm just kind of going through what as we have more people join us, because there's going to be some more people coming in. We had 19 people sign up. So I don't know if we're going to get everybody in. We got a couple of people that are in our associates program, Chris and Simi as well. They're in here right now. They are in the program already. They'll actually be involved with a lot of the deals that'll be going on in the EMD and Gap. I'll kind of explain that in a minute. We got a few more people coming in, so feel free if anybody. I'm going to mute everybody because we don't have that many people in. So just like you guys got any questions or something. So kind of just explaining what we're doing, guys. So I'm already on recording. Just kind of gonna put this. We had 19 people sign up, so I'll make sure I get this to the people who signed up and couldn't make it, because that always happens in every one of these situations. I think I wanted to do the associates first one back in January. I had 2 people, and the next one I had like 9. So it kind of varies. So what we're going to be doing is with the EMD and Gap transaction group over the next like month, really through August, is we're going to be bringing people in who are looking for help with the EMD gap transaction. They're also looking for money for regular real estate loans, like for doing flips or doing rental properties. So I want to encourage people not to just, not to come into it just if you need that money and you think it's just EMD and gap transaction. A number of our associates can broker money, or they lend higher amounts of money than what EMD and gap transaction funding. So don't be afraid of that. Our associates group is meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays nights. They're going to meet tonight. We're actually going to be finalizing or working on finalizing a lot of the stuff that'll be helping you guys in this group, those people that come to this group. So what it is for you is a lot of them will be coming in. They'll have a more of a standardized, kind of a transparent process of getting, hopefully people getting funding for your real estate deals, and try to make it more transparent. And I think altogether collectively, just loosely off the top of my head, from what people have told me, like I've got a couple of people with like 40,000 and 50,000 and 10,000. I've also got some people with 5,000, a couple of them. So we're not discouraging people with lower amounts. Obviously, we'd like to have some people who come in with 20,000, 50, 100,000. These are lent directly to investors through the title company and back to the title company and all that stuff. And servicing company also. There's like Lake City Servicing, Evergreen Servicing. There's a variety of servicing companies. Obviously, if it's going to be done through the closing, you're going to be with the title company. But if it's going to be a long-term, if it's going to be a long-term loan or a long-term deal, you'll have a servicing company most likely involved. It's never going to be directly to and from the investor. So if you are, if you're just looking for money for fix and flip or something, the MD and Gap transaction funders aren't going to be sending money directly to you. They'll be doing it only through a title company. So what we also have is, guys, we're putting in place a 7-person board, and it's got a couple people who are just brokers, a couple people who are lenders, and we've also got one of our associates has 25 years in the lending space, including 10 years at Wells Fargo. as an underwriter and also in exceptions. When you're in the exceptions department at a major investment bank, or a major bank like Wells Fargo, since they're more retail than investment, uh, they even the C-suite officers, know who the exceptions people are because they can override a lot of decisions. So what we're going to be doing with this EMD group, guys, and if you have any questions, I know people might be coming in late. Like I said, we had 19 people, we have a few other people. Um, so we'll be doing this every Monday, onboarding. And then what we're going to be doing is obviously there's the Facebook group, the EMD Gap and Transaction. We'll be putting in the group once we're onboarded over the next 30 days. Then when between now and when we go live, because right now we're doing associate to associate, peer to peer, at least so that everybody can get used to it, all the process system, put everything in place, get all the paperwork correct. That way we don't have any hiccups, and that way we can go out to the public. People more in the real estate space generally can access our individuals. And like I said, guys, for the few of you that are brand new, we have 3 of our associates on right now, Simi and Willie and Chris. And so they're also going to be, and then Willie and Simi are on our board, our funding advisory board. So they'll be helping kind of making sure that everything goes smooth and the underwriting. They have, the people on the board also has the first right in our associates group to actually put money into deals. So that'll happen in the EMD and gap transaction group at some point between now and say maybe I believe my goal is by the end of September is then to be able to have you guys, all the people at EMD gap transaction, once they feel the funding people, the funding board and all that feel comfortable, hey, these guys know what they're doing and all that stuff, we can get transparency in both groups. Then we can bring all you guys EMD gap and transaction in on Monday nights on the Zooms where you guys present deals to Willie, Simi, Chris. We got a lot of other people that are going to be investing their own money. So that way you can talk to them one-on-one directly. You don't have to, you're not going to be doing it through Messenger or email or sending, that way you can talk to them. They'll be able to take you from the general Zoom chat into a breakout room and actually talk to you about your deal. Maybe if you need a little bit of help or something, maybe the numbers are a little bit off. We had a situation a couple of weeks ago with 73% of ARV. We had a couple other solutions for it for that person. We want to try to help you structure it. You're not going to be judged. You're not going to have to. You're never going to come in and feel like you got beat up or a deal or something like that. Everybody here wants to help you because they want to invest in deals. They want to broker deals. They want, this is what their business is. It isn't going to be like going into groups with 50,000 people or 20,000 or, there's the group of 335,000 people where you go in there and you say you have a deal and you already know you're going to get beat up by about 1,000 people and probably 995 and never have a chance of ever doing your deal in the first place. They just make comments. So the CMD and gap transaction group is going to be like judgment free. It's going to be, we're not going to, nobody's going to get torn apart. If you have an intention of succeeding and becoming successful in real estate and building your income, cash flow, wealth, getting your assets. And these guys here that are on here right now, they're in our group, and everybody else in our group is looking forward to this. A lot of them have been working with us since January. We've had some of our people, we changed the name to associates. We used to just be members, but we've been working with a lot of people also since September 2020. It's almost 3 years. And so I want to make sure that everybody here feels welcome. And then I'm going to be putting some videos, like just kind of updates and some stuff in the EMD and cap transaction. You guys will see that all the moderators that I've asked to be moderators are people either on the funding and advisory committee or they are associates. Nobody's going to be in there moderating or advising or having any kind of, so you guys can feel safe about reaching out to them because they are, everybody's successful. Everybody, successful brokers, successful lenders. Like I said, we got Erica Walker, who's 25 years in the lending space, 10 years at Wells Fargo. She knows what she's doing. We got a couple other people that are coming on board that have a lot of experience like that. Everybody's we're trying to bring people in who broker for, the Rocks and the Visios and Kogos and Lending Ones and all that stuff. But also, like I said earlier, a lot of these guys have their own money, and some of the people that aren't necessarily on the board have their own money. I mean, I've got a couple of people that have said, "Hey, I got 40,000. I want to put it. What can I do with it?" And you guys see that question all the time if you're in Facebook groups on real estate. People ask, and then everybody wants them to put money into their deals. Here's 2 ways to do it. We had a discussion with Matt Gray, who's also on our board. Matt's got a great program. It's really one of the cool programs, kind of a slow flip thing, and it's really cool numbers. Don't I'll make sure that Matt does a presentation on it for the EMD group so you guys can understand what it is. But we have a lot of programs, guys, and we have a lot of ways to help people, and variety of programs. So if you're in the EMD, like I said, don't be afraid that it's just EMD and gap money, because these guys do more than that. I want to try to bridge the gap and help you guys more or less try to find people, whether in some situations you can JV, they can JV with you and that helps. And sometimes they can just loan money to you. Otherwise, or they've got their people. I mean, we got a couple people in the Gator program. You guys have all heard about the Gator program. So obviously Gator lending, and I think they've kind of done some things in the last week to kind of pull away from the Gator, a lot of at least the people outside of the actual company that Pace runs, to change the name. But we want to make sure that you guys have all these guys will connect you. If they can't do your deal, they're not going to lead you astray. They're going to connect you to somebody who can get your deal done. If you actually need some help getting experience or getting that education, then they can help you too. They can take all the resources that we have in the associate group, and they can, they've got all the access to everything that's provided for them. They can pass on down to you. And I've encouraged them to set up their own groups and stuff and start, doing education and networking. So I just really wanted to welcome everybody that's new. Or like I said, we're going to be doing this every Monday. I think we have 3 people on here, Joshua, Sheena, and Marcella. So like I said, you guys are welcome if you want to ask questions. And obviously, Simi, Willie, and Chris are on our program, our associates. So you guys would be dealing with them a lot, on your loans. So if you guys have any questions, I mean, I try to, we have a thing at 5:30, associates thing at 5:30. So I try to keep this down to 30, 45 minutes. But we'll be doing this every Monday. And then, like I said, if you guys, I'll make sure you guys can get into the groups, EMD Gap group. So at least you guys are in there, and I'll start feeding you guys a lot of stuff. You won't get quite what the associates get, but that you will get some help trying to make sure that you guys are ready. And you guys, if you have a deal right now, don't be afraid to reach out to these guys. And some of them are already in the group as moderators, so you can just hit them up in the group. If you got a deal right now, don't be afraid of that. Like I said, we're just trying to get the numbers. My goal is basically by the end of the year to hopefully have about 1,000 people in the EMD and GAP program, and have people that are solid. Even if you're brand new and never done a deal, don't be afraid of that either. If you're super experienced, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to control it, and we're going to make sure that we don't have all the, the people that are talking about you, about the money, lending money to you, investing with you, they're going to be face to face with you on the video. So you're going to talk to them, you're going to see them, you're going to meet them. They're not going to be just some profile that, or something like that. And we obviously, with the board and stuff, you can reach out to anybody that's a moderator, and they can connect you. If they don't do it, if somebody does something special, if they're doing something unique or something, or they can't do it, they know in our group who can, and they will, they'll be able to refer you to it. And that's what we call it, associate, peer to peer. A lot of these guys, there's a lot of frustration out there in the real estate investing world. And I think people get TMI, too much information. When I did, it was easy for me when I started 2017 and 18, I did a whole bunch of deals right away. And then of course, everybody had, the dreaded C word, what happened in 2020, my business and all that too affected. I didn't hit walls. Like I said, I don't hit walls. I try to learn, I try to overcome that. And I realized, what I need to do is all this stuff, all the success that I had starting as a private money broker, I needed to spread that information, that education, all those materials out to other people to do the same thing, because we can reach more people that way, and we can build it. There's some great groups out there. Jim Ingersoll runs probably the best real estate group on Facebook. And then of course we have really good connections like Benson Juarez at Privy is one of my good friends. He also lives in, Colorado with me. So we got some really good contacts. And I know a couple of these, like I said, these guys that are on here right now that are our associates program, I'll be seeing them in a couple hours. We'll be seeing them on Wednesday night. So they want to do business with you guys, and they want to help you guys. And like I said, if they can't do it because it's just something they don't do, I mean, not everybody does everything. There's some people that are really good at multifamily, but they won't, or they're really good at their niche is self-storage or something like that. They're not good, but they know who to contact, and you're not going to be led astray. So I want to just let everybody know in the group. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Facebook group in just so you guys in the chat, just so you guys, if you haven't joined it yet, you do have to request to join, because it is still going to be private. We're not keeping it hidden like the other group out, because we really need to control the associates group. We're putting a lot of stuff in there. I do want to make sure that, that we want to keep these groups free of all the other bullshit. And you guys know all the shit that happens in groups. So funding for for real estate investors is this group, which is going to be the EMD group. And that is open now, even though we're onboarding. Like I said, don't be afraid that, hey, I'm saying 30 days before it's like really operational, but it's it is kind of right now. So don't be afraid if you go in there and you hit up a moderator or somebody. And I'm going to try to encourage them also. We got a lot of groups. So sometimes like I'm over grouped. Like people say, I've got like a lot of groups. And like I just started one for litigation funding this morning because I've got some lawyers that were like, well, this is a really lucrative area for anybody that wants to, if you want to go up above and beyond real estate investors, you start talking about doing litigation funding and investing in settlements and stuff. It's pretty lucrative, but it's kind of hard to explain because of the non-recourse and all that stuff and some of the risk management. A lot of that has to be done by attorneys and stuff. But if you guys, like I said, don't be afraid to hit these guys up right now because they can do deals for you right now in the next 5-10 minutes. But over the next 30 days is when we're going to try to build up there. So it's that way we get a good 50, 100 people. We can sit there and do sessions. We can talk about basics. And if you're experienced, we are going to go back to almost like a 0 week or a one-on-one college level course, like maybe remedial, but we want to bring everybody up to, understanding what the associates what they're doing, how they can help you, what they're going to acquire. We're going to try to have transparency, at least have the initiation process is going to be kind of standardized. That's what they're going to make the decisions on. I'm letting them make a decision. I'm saying what I can do to help do it and what I want to do, and then let them decide, how we're going to have a single or a chat or some kind of chat group or something within the group where you guys can at least initiate your deals, and then they can look at them, and then we can bring you into the Monday night sessions with the associates where you've got not only the guys that can fund deals, but you got a lot of people that are experienced, and some people are just like you. They just joined and they're getting a lot of experience. This week alone, I'll be putting in some of the documents. I have a few guests that are going to be probably, we had a few guests, we had a few people on payment plans. After tonight, I'll be putting a lot more of the the contracts and stuff, a lot more of the higher end, I don't know, the stuff for the people actually going to be able to use it, contracts and addendums and all that stuff that we just want to use and make sure we don't have getting out. So a lot of case studies. I have over 25 case studies that bring people up, how to do deal analysis based on credit scores. And, believe it or not, if you guys hear that you don't need credit, that isn't always the case. I'm going to say probably less than 5% of the deals I've ever done been ever where they didn't ask for credit. And it's usually they know you or something like that already. And these guys can attest to that. You do need to have really stability. If your credit sucks, and you just find somebody, find a way to get it, fixed or whatever. And obviously, here's another point, and it's kind of just not really out of that group, but going into that same notice. If you have some credit issues due to medical, check your credit scores right now with all three bureaus, because some laws have changed and they aren't really allowed to put medical stuff on credit. I had a medical bill for $5,700, and it's like I've been, it finally just disappeared from my credit. My score went up 120 points. So just off of removing that, and that was saying Colorado made it, you can't put medical debts on people's credit reports. So my score went up 120 points. So yeah, guys, make sure you check your credit and all that. Credit's Karma, Credit Sesame are awesome. They're really good, and they actually give you some tools on how to check things and how to get things in balance. Credit utilization, things like that. If you're always at like 85, 90%. If you use your credit, you're less than 50%. I think you're actually good. If you use, if you got 10,000 credit and you're only using like 4,000, you're probably okay. They give you, but if you're using like 9,000 of the 10,000, you're kind of screwed. But getting back to what I was saying earlier, guys, this group is for you. I put that group in there. So make sure you join. And like I said, we're going to cap it, like I said, literally I want to have a 10-to-1 ratio. We have about 70 associates. There'll be I'm guessing there's going to probably be about 30 that are going to probably participate in the group. And we're going to cap it at 100, and then we're going to cap this group at 1,000 at least until we start a virtual program. I'll get into that in another session. I'll actually go over that. I'll put some information in the group. But I want to know that I really want to have about a 10-to-1. So every associate or every person that comes in the program that can talk to you about money, and actually we can, they can work with about 10 people. So, I mean, most of them can work up to a lot more than that. I want to have like a ratio. And I've been both in the military and the fire service, and there's a thing that your maximum span of control over people or resources is usually one person can manage 5 to 7 effectively. When I was in the fire service, you look at, an engine company, they have 4 or 5 guys, the lieutenant has like 3 guys. You go out, the battalion chief has like 5 stations, and he usually has 7 or 8, you know, about 7 trucks, 7 crews under him. So same as the military, you got the squad leaders, the platoon leader, and then those. So it's all just resources, span of control. So I want to make sure that I have effective coverage for all of you guys with the associates that are going to be working with you guys. So that way, there's kind of, not that anybody, everybody pretty much could handle everybody, because how many people are working on one deal at one point, but it's really just trying to build a group where everybody's actually doing deals. We don't want to have a deal where it's like 10, 100 people out of 1,000 are doing deals and the rest of the people are just working or, struggling or, hey, if you guys are just starting and you have some, you want some help, ask for it. In this group, you're never going to have to worry about, getting, thought of less or something because you're brand new or you got something that you're struggling with. Somebody in this group has done it or can help you. We're not going to hit walls. We're just going to go right through them. We're going to be like, SEAL Team 6 going door to door, breaching charges in Iraq, blowing doors off, blowing windows out. Well, that's all we're going to be doing that. That's what we do in this group. We do that with information, we do that with education, we do that with resources. And our human resources are incredible. So with that, guys, if anybody has a questions or Willie, Cindy, Chris, you guys want to say anything about the associates group so far? Since you guys will be hopefully working with a lot of these people as your clients. But yeah, you guys are new, just reach out to these guys. So they'll be in the EMD group as well. So
hey, what up, guys?
Cool. So, and I think we had another like 10 or 12 people that I'm going to be sending this to that had signed up. So they get the way I'm doing it with the Zoom sign up registration, they can sign up and then it just covers them. They can just come and go. So that way I don't have to sign up for specific night times. And then that way, if they want to come next week or whatever, I had like 3 people said they can't do it till next week. I'm going to try to get this all done by the end of the month, end of August, because I want to basically have enough guys that you guys in the associates group can start, you guys are brokering deals and lending and all that. You guys can get started with these guys. So pretty much just going to keep it short and sweet on this one. I don't think we'll ever go past 30 to 45 minutes. It's just really, this is a time when we can do it. And then guys, if anybody's watching out there and you do want to come on and talk live with us and that you can't because, you still got a 9 to 5 or something, don't hesitate to also reach out and we can do a private Zoom or we can do we might do a couple of special sessions. We will do we'll probably do a guest pass for everybody in the EMD group at the end of August so everybody can come into the associates group on Monday night and just kind of introduce themselves and kind of see who everything's on. That'll be done on a guest pass situation. And then when these guys, like I said, they can start working with you tonight. So don't worry about when I say a month out, but the ideal thing is being able to go public sometime between September 1st and the end of September and being able to reach a lot more people and have these guys have their processes and systems and documents and all that stuff in place. And a lot of the people that are newer to this, because we have a lot of people, guys, that have come in and said, they never thought about being a lender, but they got 50 grand and they're like, or they want to do like flips and stuff, but they may have 20,000 and 20,000 may not get it done. And so why not go out there and try to, if they can go out there and work with you guys and lend you guys some money and lend it, they can, increases their kind of their nest egg a little bit. And you guys work together and all that stuff, and you guys can all make it, you can get wealthy together. It's all income, cash flow, wealth, and building assets. And, your assets are, like I said, we got a lot of assets in there, human resource talent. I will not say that enough. I'll emphasize that all the time, guys. The associates group, the people in there are incredible, and they're going to help. They want to get your deals done, and because they want deals themselves. That's what they're hungry, and they're going to do it, and they're going to treat you right. So you're not going to have to worry about ever, basically getting feeling like you're at the bottom or something. You're never going to feel that way. We want to lift you guys up and be like, hey, we want to celebrate success. We want you to come in there and tell us when you get your first closing, and then the closing when the day happens. And then, hey, I'm flipping it, show pictures during your flip or whatever, the rehab pictures, and 6 weeks later you got a contract and you got a closing and you just completed your first deal. We want to celebrate that. We don't want to be in here like, and we teach you, celebrate. We don't want people to come in and, hey, I just made $100,000 off a wholesale deal. That we kind of frown on. I mean, go ahead if you're going to make money, but like there's bragging and there's celebrating. We want to celebrate everything, all your victories. When you get your EIN and you get your LLC, we want to celebrate. Hey, cool, that's a partner company. Because it really isn't whether you're an associate or just in the EMD group, you're a business partner, and we want to succeed. We want everybody to succeed. You know, and I'm your business partner. I'm providing all the resources, making all the connections and all the resources. Like I said, the human resource talent, the physical resources, the documents and stuff are. I mean, literally, I've got I think eight more USBs. I just uploaded another USB today that I'm going to be posting through this week because I've got their contract for the associates to use. I've got the deed of trust, two forms of deed of trust I'm uploading this week. I got a couple other checklists and a couple other forms that they're going to use, and then 25 case studies that are dealing with. It'll be Guide 14 and it'll be tied loosely to Guide 13, which I posted on Saturday. So like I said, the associates are getting a ton of resources. They'll have probably 50 guides by the end of probably sometime end of September and the first part of October. These guides are self-paced, self-study. They all have questions. They'll all be going to the what we call the virtual program, which I started working on 3 years ago, and we're going to actually be launching that in January. We decided not to launch it in 2020 because of everything going on. The company is going to work with us, but kind of, they want dark like everyone else, they had to send people home to work from home and all that stuff. So we are going to be launching a virtual program in January. I'm just going to start working on September 15th, mid-September, with my partner on that, who's Chris Galicki. He works with Kevin and me and Jesse, my other partners. We're going to be building it. It's going to be very robust. Everything has questions. There'll be hundreds of probably potential tracks. The associates and other people will be ambassadors, plus some will be facilitators, revenue share. And Willie, like this, I went and looked at the numbers again because I talked to Chris to catch up because I had to get him, I had to start talking to him again. Yeah, 33% revenue share was what we were planning to give out, 33%, which is pretty. So if we reach, like I said, we were talking about reaching 9 million within 3 years. We think we do that within 2. So you're talking about us kicking back, like if that we reach that potential, kicking back about 3 million a year just in revenue share. So, which is a great thing to get involved with, guys, because if you can present material and you can be a facilitator or an ambassador, you guys can get a piece of the action. So we're kind of like, well, let's build it. It's a group thing because we can cover as much. We need to cover the whole everything A to Z, whether you're doing flips to storage or you're doing a 506C regulation D 506C capital raise, then we want to have the securities attorneys who can help you with that, as well as the people that can help you with the you have vendors, people who can help you with investor management, investor relations. They can do all the verification for accredited investors, and there's a couple of different companies out there that do that. They charge a little piece to verify everything, so the SEC is happy and all that stuff. So we have all those resources as well. We have almost a never-ending supply of resources because I think if I don't have it, I'm going to try to find it. But I think 8 more USB sticks to go. So I've already put a lot of people in. The guys in the associate program can attest to that. They probably they've seen the files and they've seen the guides and all that stuff. I have a lot of stuff to give you guys, and they're going to filter it. These guys are going to filter it to you guys. They're going to if they know you're looking at something and we can they can do deals with you, but you need a little help, they can just pull it from our program and give it to you. They're all welcome. Well, we make sure that everything's available to everybody. They can make it their own. They can present it as so it's a good system. But with that, guys, I don't have very much else. I just wanted to welcome everybody. Make sure you join the group, and then if you want to come back next Monday, I try to keep it consistent, but obviously we don't have a script or anything for this, so it can change a little bit. And I do encourage questions if you want to ask them in Messenger or some other format besides here, or even chat here. You can reach out to me and I can answer them. But I encourage everybody to join the EMD group and watch over the next 30 days of how it builds, and then decide, hey, is this something you want to do? If you don't want to do, something that's not going to look good for you, we're not certainly, it's very voluntary. We'll have a few announcements about how it's going to run and stuff after August 31st when September happens. But this is being built for you, and I'm getting the associates excited. We're going to talk about this group tonight a little bit when we make some decisions on stuff. But some of these guys are ready to lend their own money. So that's encouraging for you guys. And once you get to know them in relationships, and you build these friendships and relationships, and some of you may even want to join the associates group, which we still have, some spots that, we're going to cap it at 100. $399 is a pretty good deal, guys. I think for all the resources I give, it's pretty worth it. People have told me to charge more. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Like I said, we got a lot of other people that'll watch this. I will put this one, I'll probably put these on public side of YouTube a little bit. I don't normally put a lot of stuff I might do like 1 or 2 sections of the associates, but people are if people are paying for it, I don't want to put it out there to the public. But I feel like this is important to kind of advertise this group because I don't think there's any other group like this in real estate, at least on social media. That's going to be kind of run this way. I hear bits and pieces sometimes from groups, and believe me, guys, I was doing what they were doing in the Gator program, trying to set it up before I ever heard what the Gators was, and I hear nothing but Gators. Hey, do you know anybody in your group that wants to be a Gator? I'm like, I got 5 people that are Gators in my group. Another 5 people that were thinking about joining the Gators, but felt like they were getting more resources here. They weren't. It's not a group of hundreds of thousands of people, and where you're kind of just a number. I want to make sure that to everybody, even with the virtual system, a lot of stuff will be pre-recorded just because it has to be because of the way we're doing it. But I'm always going to be doing I'm always going to have a presence. I don't want to be like, I need to be a resource to you guys. And my job is to facilitate getting you guys to Willie or Sammy or Chris or Erica or, any of our associates, making sure that you guys got a deal that's going to fit in their wheelhouse. If making sure you guys have access to them so they can hear you out. They can help you structure it, take the deal done. If you can't, if it's just not a good deal, they might try to help you. They have resources to help you find, a way to get a deal done. So don't always get emotional on a deal because, like I said, these come and go. We want to help you. We want to give you the resources, and we'll tell you stuff. There are stuff that are paid resources like Privy. I'll always recommend stuff, but when I recommend it, it's something that I know the person. I know Benson. I got stranded with him at the Phoenix airport during a snowstorm, and I can trust you. The snowstorm obviously wasn't in Phoenix, but it was in Denver, where we're both flying back to Denver. So we got stranded for about 9 hours at the Phoenix airport, coming back from the Pitbull conference. If anybody ever has a chance to go to MPLA conference, it used to be Pitbull. You definitely want to go. They have one in October. They have 3 of them next year. They're a little pricey, but they have really good catered food. And you guys go in there and meet all the. I mean, there's some big funds, big real estate lenders that'll be there. RCN, Rock, you know, all kinds of. There'll probably be 150, 200 vendors there that are all the big names in the business, and you guys can access them, meet them, talk to them, have drinks with them, whatever. It's the best thing in the world. I'm trying to be at October, the one in October. I got another event that it may prevent me from doing that, but I'm going to be at least 2 of the 3 next year. And we'll be sponsoring when we do because we'll be doing the platform, the virtual platform. So I'll be promoting it there. But if you guys, like I said, you're in this EMD and Gap, if you guys have deals right now, like I said, reach out to these guys, reach out to any of the people, all the people that are moderators that you see in the moderator group and the EMD group, you can reach out to and see if they can help you with your deal. So guys, so let's see what time it is. 3:30, we're about a half an hour. Like I said, I'm trying not to go more than 30, 45 hours, 30 to 45 minutes because we got the associates at 5:30 in 2 hours. So if you guys have any questions, ask them here, or you can ask me offline or in the group. If you still need to join the group, just send in a request. I'll get you in there. Good timing for the next hour or so, 2 hours to get you guys in there. So I'm just really happy with, like I said, I welcome you guys to it, and I want to help you guys get your deals done. Keep in mind also that it's good if you send me a deal. If you send me, hey, I got a deal, I'm gonna send it to these guys because that's what I'm kind of setting up. It's kind of like that thing, like I'm like here and I can help these guys and then they can help you. You guys remember that 70s commercial, like Breck or whatever it was? So, they know 4 people, you know 4 people. Pretty soon, you know a lot of people. That's kind of what this is. It's kind of like making sure that these guys have the resources to help you, and they have more resources than they did when they joined. Willie, how much more resources do you have since you joined?
A lot more resources. I'm been reaching out to the list because I'm looking for more lenders that will do the second position. So as long as you are using the list and just connecting with people, you can more than likely find the resources that you need.
Yep. And the EMD group is a little bit different still from associate. If you guys are interested in the associate group, like I said, we're going to cap at 100. We only have because we have a few people that are from the 2020-21 group, and then we have a few other ones, and then we have a few that are good friends like Michael Steele, and there's some guys that are really solid lenders we brought into because I always need those 4 or 5 guys that I know that I used to compete with. I mean, we used to always I run into Michael Steele sometimes 5 times a day. I run into Willie about 20 times a day, different Facebook chats, groups and stuff we all post. And what I always do, guys, and and they can attest the people that know me. If I see them, if somebody asks about a loan, it's going to happen on our group. Our group is all about these guys, so you don't have to worry. If I'm giving you advice or something, I'm trying to get it connected to you guys. I always want to send it to our associates. So if I'm in any group, I try to send anybody looking for money to our associates, and I will say because guys, they're going to be on these chats like Willie is right now. Um, he's going to be available to talk to you on videos, so you can you can reminisce about the days, the good old days of Mr. Furley. I think he's what number 1 landlord of all time, and then I think Amanda Woodward, whose mother Heather Locklear on Melrose Place, is probably number 2. Then I think what was the Cunninghams on Happy Days are probably number 3 because Fonzie a tenant.
Yeah. they,
So
they had that multi-purpose.
yeah, they had that room above the garage. I'm trying to think of who else. I can't. There's so many sitcoms and stuff that come and go. I was watching the making of Gilligan's Island, and it was an old one because it had the three stars before they died. The last 3 that it was Marianne and Gilligan and this professor. They were the last 3 to pass on. It was about making the TV show, and it's kind of fascinating how sitcoms were made, and how stuff and how pilots they made decisions on pilot. Like it got passed over like for 2 years. It kept getting passed over by the network, and they had to revise it. And then it was super. The actress that was playing Ginger thought it was her show when she showed up to the reading, and they're like, "How's a Ginger show? It's Gilligan." And it was like her agent bullshitted her to get her on the show, and she hated the actress who played Ginger hated the show, and so she got off. She got out as soon as her contract was up, and they switched. In the TV movies, they had a different Ginger. So yeah. So hey, Chris. You just joined Chris. Let me. I don't want to botch your name, but we got Chris Botta and Chris. Is that Brubeck? I'm trying to. So I can go a little bit longer because we got a couple of new people. Will's trying
Yeah.
to like. Will's trying to go about 45 minutes to an hour, or if we have to. But I try to get done in 30 to 45 because a lot of people have busy schedules. But like I said, if you guys, and I'll make sure that everybody that, because everybody has their emails, we get their emails through the registration. I'll make sure that everybody gets the video of it. So if you miss any of this, you have the full video. Also, like I said, I'll make sure I post to the group too. If you guys need to get into if you guys need to join the actual group, it's in there. You guys can join it. And so I'll just kind of recap real quick. So Chris, you just came in. Do you have any questions or? Well, I typed this. I'm going to type up our actual Facebook group for the EMD group, and then I'll post the one for the associates group is awesome, guys. Like I said, there's still some. We're going to cap that at 100, and we got 70. I think we got 71. But the EMD group is going to be capped probably at 1,000 people just to make sure it's like a 10-to-1 ratio of people to lend. And like I said, if you guys are new, all the people that are going to be that are associates in our associates program are talking to you guys about money. Anything to do with monies or deals or loans is somebody from our associates group. So it's nobody that everybody's going to talk to you guys on video, just like now. So you don't have to worry about it. Everybody will be available for video. And when we do the Monday nights, you guys will be coming into the associates groups on Monday night, and you guys can present deals. The starting place will be to present to hey, I got a deal, and talk to the people in the EMD group, and then we'll bring you guys on. We are gonna, like I said, we are gonna do like once a month of have a night where we welcome everybody in, so you guys can meet everybody, and then but we're gonna try to bring people in if you guys got a deal. But like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to if you need it. If you got to do it right now, talk to Willie right now, and hit him up after this chat. He'd love to help you out. And put you in the connection. And like I said, if he can't help you, he's got, we got all kinds of people in the group that can help you. If you're interested in like a slow flip or something, we got Matt Gray. If you're interested in, there's so many things we can do, guys. And like I said, the associates will lend have anywhere from 5,000 to, I think we got 1,500,000. So I think collectively we can pull together about 2 million liquid. And then Simi's got a program for $1 million show money. It's a difficult program to explain. So when we do a group thing, I'll have Simi explain how it works because it doesn't actually transfer. It's a whole different process. So if you guys are in that EMD group and you guys are just, some strategy isn't going to work, or, if you're out there, if you've, if you got something, if you learn something to do something one way and it's not going to work and you find a good deal and it's still a good deal, these guys are going to be able to help you maybe breach that wall and find a, get a strategy that will make you money. They want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. You want to be successful. We don't want people in here like just sitting here and being, a year from now we're going through like, how come we haven't heard from this person? Nobody in our group is going to be inactive, because at least if you're not doing anything, it's just tell us, is there a reason you're taking a break? If you're taking a break or something, family reason, something else, cool, stay in the group, all that stuff. Let us just keep us on the, so we can keep you informed. That way you're never left behind. And then, if something you just really just don't want to do this anymore, just give us a courtesy and let us know, and then we'll be cool. Like I said, nobody's going to get shamed here. Nobody gets torn down. No deals are getting torn apart. Everybody has a good deal, potential. It's just you gotta find some key nuggets to go out there and to kind of go, hey, here's the deal that's going to make you money. You don't have to find the perfect deal either. There's really no perfect deals out there. You're going to have to, we're going to help you find deals. We can help you, source them or whatever, give you the resources to privy. These guys know how to find deals. So you want to just get consistent, solid deals. You're never going to find the perfect deal, and you're going to find a lot of bad deals. And the bad deals we can go through right away and we can direct you to, don't do this, go over here. And you're going to be like, bang, you can hit like 5 deals. And if you're brand new to real estate, nobody's ever going to tell you this. Once you got 5 deals done, you have experience. You can document that. The associates have a form for you that can pass on to you. Once you got your real estate owned, your real estate sold, and all that stuff, lenders love you a lot more. And sometimes they'll use credit to tier you, and they'll use experience. And there's a chart. And sometimes when you get those 2 numbers, finally works and your credit score is like 720 or 750 or in that range, and you've got 5 deals done, man, you're talking like a 2 or 3% decrease in what you're paying for your interest, and you're getting interest only. And then you're having those guys are calling you, their processors are calling you saying, hey, what do you got? What are you working on? Because once you're in their system and they've known you're successful, you are their ideal borrower, and they want to work with you. The Kogos and the Vizios and the Rocks, once they know you've done 4 or 5 deals with them, yeah, getting your first deal is the hardest one. But in this group, you're going to find it a lot easier because people have done it, and they're not here to go, hey, I've done 100 deals, I know better than you. They're going to be like, dude, I want to help you succeed, because there's always a chance that you're going to find a property maybe or something that you're going to be able to help them with later on. And if these guys are lending money to you, they want to have a good partnership, because they want to make money a return, and they want to work with people that they like. There's that old saying, know, like, and trust. And this is a great opportunity. People always talk about REI groups, going to your local group. Here's a group that's going to be virtual, and we're going to eventually have a lot of more people in, especially with the virtual program, because we'll have a lot of people just constantly joining that. But this is a group, guys, will probably be like a 10-to-1 ratio in lenders versus people who can want to borrow money. That's going to help everybody, because you're going to have relationships, and it's like having 1,000 people show up at your local REI. Just yeah, on that issue, just go to the group and just put in a request to join it, the EMD gap transaction group. And I'll make sure that I will, because I'm going to send everybody the video of this, so the people that came in late can get the whole video. I have your email addresses to the registration link. I'll make sure you guys get it, and I'll have the EMD group. If you're interested in the associate group is closed. It's a paid group. It's $3.99. It's a lifetime. Once you're paid, you're in for life. So if anybody's interested in that, there are still, like I said, openings in that. And what you also get in the associate group is not only do you get a lot of Wednesday nights, we're going to do about 2.5 hours this week. We do a lot of PowerPoints. We do a lot of talking about transactions, talking about money, deal sourcing, deal analysis, underwriting. We have guides in there. I have 13 of them right now. I'll have 50 done probably by mid-October. And these are guides in everything from how to do land contracts to how does title companies work, how does title insurance work. All these guides are like self-study, self-explanatory. You'll see a few of them, there's like some lines that looks like questions. We're going to be putting those in the virtual system. And the virtual system will have 3 questions at each end of each module. Each track may have 10 to 20 modules. And so there'll be questions in there, and you can go in, and it'll be a computer. It's a virtual program called lightspeedvt.com, like Vermont, Texas. And you guys can, I'm going to give you guys more information on it later, so don't worry about it tonight. But it's going to debut in January. Everybody's going to transfer over. It'll be a lifetime. Anybody that's in the associate program will transfer over for life for being part of the beta. And then anybody that's just in the EMD group or other group who they'll get a chance to do like a 60 or 90-day free trial. So you can go in and do a lot with a free trial. We're not setting it up like one of those where they just give you like, there's only 2 things you can do in here. No, this is the EMD program. Yeah, this is what we're actually talking about, Chris. So this is I'm just trying to break it up in the basics and then tell people they can, they can join the that Facebook group. And there's a lot more information. And like so if you see like Willie's in here right now, he's one of our associates. Well, he's very experienced and he's also going to be eventually going to be a correspondent lender. So he may have $25 million to lend pretty soon. Hopefully we get him to the correspondent program with Rock. But we got a lot of connections, guys, and a lot of people, our associates are going to be in there. They meet twice. They meet on Mondays and Wednesdays. We just had 2 of our associates in here earlier. We meet at 5:30 tonight in about an hour and 45 minutes. Tonight's we're actually finalizing a process of how these guys are going to help you guys because we want an open, transparent program. Oh, if you are interested in loaning money, Marcella, okay, so if you have money to lend out, we have a couple of different ways to do it. The EMD and gap and transaction program is a good program because you don't need a whole lot of money. And we have some people who just have $5,000, and we have people who have. One of our guys has $40,000, and he's like, I'd like to invest in real estate, but 40,000 doesn't really go very far. Well, instead, you can break it up. There's a program. The way we've looked at it is that, and I try to tell people, don't go all in. I don't want you to go all in if you have 40 grand or 20 grand. Don't go all in. Break it up. So you can do some smaller ones where people, maybe wholesalers, are trying to do double closes and things like that, and they need the EMD money and stuff like that. And you can do them on rinse and repeat. You could legitimately, I mean, this is the best case scenario. You can do one a week for 52 weeks. Obviously, you start taking weeks back because people don't do a lot during the holidays. I mean, pretty much, I think you're going to lose probably between Thanksgiving week and the end of the year. So you're talking about 6 to 7. You start getting down, if you can do about 40 of them. I mean, if you're loaning $5,000 at each one and you're getting your return back, you're making a return every week. So we recommend people breaking it up into. I talk about 4 weeks. The reason is because you're obviously having to commit money to the out to the time. You're having to tell them, hey, the close is not going to be for 30 days or 45 days. So you got to kind of set that money, and it's in your account. You're not sending it to them at that point. There is a certain point where you wire the title company. You only wire the title company. They're sending it back to you with a return. In the case where it's a longer deal, obviously it's not EMD or some at that point. If it's there's a longer commitment, you're going to get your money to a servicing company, and you'll be able to set it up. The other lenders that are going to be, obviously have their rules. Like you'll be in second position, which isn't always a great position most of the time, but in this case it is. In this case it is because you're dealing with the title companies and they're going to send you back a return. You can do 40 or 50 of them. And then so if you do that in like a 4-week cycle, I actually say do that 3 times. So let's say, and we're talking about, your return, you add that return weekly to the principal. So at the end of that 12 weeks, then you can take that interest and do that rinse and repeat for 3 more cycles. So you complete the 48 or something out of the year, making up those weeks for holidays and stuff when there's not a lot going on. Then obviously you got your taxes, can't do anything about that. And basically that increases your principal, and do that for 2 or 3 years and see how far that compounds. And that's simple. I'm just trying to tell you guys, we're obviously going to go a lot more in depth with this in the program and in the EMD gap transaction program as well, specifically. Because the associates, we talk about that, but we also talk about a lot of other stuff. We're talking about a lot more. We're going to be talking about syndication. We have some securities attorneys coming on at the end of we're doing a 16-week program. We're actually in week 4 this week. And anybody that comes in, you're not really too far behind because, like I said, we have the videos. You can watch the videos. They're not on the public side of the YouTube that I have, but you can, if you're in the Facebook group or the associates program, you can watch the videos. Thursday morning, we meet on Wednesday nights and on Monday nights. So tonight's video will be available tonight or tomorrow morning for them, and then Wednesdays will be on Thursday. So you can watch the video if you miss it, if you need a recap. We have guides in there. There's a guides program. There's 13 of them right now. And there's going to be 50 of them. And it's almost like a self-study, self-paced, A to Z, everything real estate. So somebody could come in and just do that, and you'd probably learn a lot more. You'll learn a lot more than that than participating with a guru or somebody or going to Fortune Builders, because it's, you know, self-paced. You can almost, I mean, and there's, you know, we got to tweak a few of them, but I've got enough material to put 50 guides in there, and the guides generally are between 10 and 20 entries, and it's a cool thing. And then we also have files, and right now I'm probably pushing 80. I've got 8 more USB sticks. I've got loan calculators, loan analyzers. We got one for short-term rentals. We got one for buy and hold rentals. We got multifamilies. We got a scope of work contract. We got a rehab checklist. They're all form fillable. Draw schedules. There's a lot of resources. I have a contract for real estate investors just for, it's for like your contractor, and it's specific and only to real estate. You can't use it if you're going to hire a guy to remodel your kitchen. It's just for real estate investors. It has addendums and clauses already in it. So you can put in there, like, you can, if they're going to finish early, because maybe you want to reward them because your house is on the market to flip it sooner, then give them a little reward. If they're going to be late, they're getting dinged for that, for every day they're late, and they're getting rewarded for passing the inspections. There's also a program called Company Cam, which has a free version. Unless you're out there doing hundreds of flips, or you're doing, okay, you don't need to get their paid version. That's how robust it is. You guys can use Company Cam. Won't get into too much of it tonight. But I mean, if you guys are interested in that, we do that a little bit with scope of work. We talk about Company Cam. It's a free program. You can actually just look up the website and sign up for it. And you can, you know, you don't even need a class. They give you an onboarding, and it's pretty simple. In about 30 minutes on their onboarding, you know how to use it. I used it when I had my construction company. That's how I learned about it. And very few real estate investors, really, unless you're in my program, unless you're in our program, you don't know about it. But I'm telling you, real estate investors should use that, because it's a great program, and it basically allows you to have your contractor, or you can take pictures and upload them in real time to files. And it basically, you can lock in your lender, or if it's your contractor, they can lock in you and your lender, so you get the pictures. Now you think about, instead of having to spend that $150, $200 that your lender is going to charge you, you might get your lender to be able to let you not have to pay that, because your contractor is uploading. If he's got to complete the kitchen this week, and he's got to have the backsplash and the counters in and the appliances in, everything's done, he's got to check those certain line items off of the kitchen to get that check released to you, so he can get his check. So there's a system for that. And Company Cam is 100% free. Like I said, there's a paid version. I've never used a paid version. I was doing hundreds of roofs and storm restoration projects in over a couple of years. And before I went into real estate, I slid in between 2017 and 18. I transitioned full time. I was doing both for about a year. And like I said, for you guys who don't know my background, I became a private money broker through Lee Arnold's program in 2017. In 2018, I brokered about 250 loans between then and the pandemic. The pandemic, I started realizing that I need to get information out to all the people, and I need to get all the resources and all the information and material and data out to as many people as I could. So we started doing a program in 2020, September. We had about 13 people in the first program. We've added about 20 in the last, and then this year we have about, I mean, literally the associates program is like 70 people. And actually right now, guys, my business partner, Kevin, just logged in from Kansas City. So just Kevin to you guys, so you guys don't know him. So it's a great system to have the associates program, because like I said earlier, so if you're interested in doing that, we have spots. It's $399 one time, but the reason is, you know, you're getting a ton of resources. You're getting, like, right now, you could download 80 documents and checklists and analyzers that you can use. You can put your own logo on it. You've got a database of 850 lenders. So yeah, cool. Yeah, you guys have to leave. Sheena's leaving for another meeting. So if you guys just want, you know, you guys can do this every Monday at 3:00. So if you have to leave and you just want to come back next Monday, but go ahead and get in the group. So like Willie alluded to earlier, he's looking at the list right now. We have 850 lenders in a database that we have in a table, you know, on Excel, and you can go through and find all kinds of lenders. I have another 8,000 contacts that I can give you. A lot of them are family offices and hedge funds. So you don't really want to go out to endowment funds or pension funds, because they're not going to do these kind of deals. And we have a ton of other people that are known real estate investors. But what we have most important, guys, is about 30 people in our associates group who have anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 plus. And these guys still money. And then these guys have programs. I mean, Willie could talk about 2 or 3 of his programs right now. I mean, we got a bunch of them. Matt Gray has his program on there on Slow Flip. So if you guys are newer to real estate, or if you guys just want to get out of the crowd of having 20,000 people in a Facebook group, and you want to rise up above it and get deals done, this is the one, because we're never going to be like that. Everything's going to be structured. I mean, and we're easy to go, and we have a good time. We actually have a point where sometimes we have to turn the camera off, because after about 2 hours of doing all the education, we kind of sometimes will go off and get a little. I kind of joke that we're kind of like police academy and super troopers meets like leverage in the A team. Like, you don't want to screw with our people, because we're going to find a way to get their deals done. Kind of the A team and leverage kind of people. And we're all like comedians and jokesters, like, super troopers and police academy. And then every once in a while, I get to be Chris Hansen and I get to tell someone to sit down, because it's like somebody's like bullshit. And we're not going to let anybody come into this group and not succeed. If there's a reason for it, guys, and then you're going to get to know everybody's your friend in here, and everybody wants you to succeed. But if you get to the point where you need to talk to one or two people that are different, one or two people because maybe you got a situation or something, that's what the advisory board is for. I make sure that there's people on there that actually, they'll take the time out of their day to help you. And maybe you're not doing a deal with them at the time, but later on. So let me introduce Kevin, guys, while we're here, because we're gonna have to take about an hour break before our associates group. So Kevin is my business partner. He has been since 2019. So he's in Kansas City. So Kevin's family's got a great background. I love to tell this story because I actually bought a car from his family back in the 90s when I was in the Army. But his family, if you guys can Google them, when they sold them all last year, didn't they, Kevin? That's when they sold the dealerships.
Yeah, they still own the strategic, the structures and everything else.
Yeah.
I think we did all the paperwork and got out from underneath the dealer structure.
Yeah,
they
so they
minority owners, who knows at this point. So
yeah, they were Stevenson Chevrolet, Toyota, Jaguar, Lexus, Subaru. They leased building to the Tesla. They don't, obviously Tesla doesn't have dealers. And then Denver West, guys, have you guys ever heard Denver West Office Park, Denver West Village, Cardinal Mills Mall? Kevin's cousin runs that as well. His cousin Kent ran the auto dealerships, and then his cousin Craig runs the real estate empire. They sold all that too. So they've got a very interesting background. So Kevin, this is the EMD group and stuff. And obviously Willie is in here as our associate ambassador to welcome everybody. And Simi was here earlier, and Chris Bod. And so just kind of introducing some of the new people to what the EMD and gap transaction program is going to be, and that the associates are looking forward and they're preparing to be able to lend money to them, their own money, as well as broker deals. So this is going to be an every Monday thing. Then once they go to there, we're going to let everybody go to the EMD gap group, and then we'll build that over, we'll get some information to them, get the associates in there and the ambassadors to go in there and kind of welcome them and help them. Some of them are experienced, some of them are not. A couple of them are interested in being in the associates program, and a couple of them have money to lend as well. So we'll probably get a variety of people through this group. That'll be able to come into the group. So,
and then we're looking for a cross section like that, because not everybody's going to be able to cover everything. I've also got a few leads myself of some other programs on the commercial side that we're going to be vetting that might also be people that can be added to the lenders database, or you can use to actually get in as a broker with. But we're still trying to find out whether or not they're any good or not, and we got to make sure that we're dealing with top-notch people. So there's other opportunities that are coming at us every day. We can't keep up with them. That's the other challenge here, and another reason why we're trying to get everything structured, because we're going to start dumping a bunch of stuff on these guys and start checking it out, because we can't keep up with the deal flow or the lender flow or anything else. It's becoming that big of a thing at this point. It's all organically driven. There's not a whole lot that can be said about that outside the fact that everybody is who they are. You don't have to go fit in a mold somewhere to be able to get together with us, work with us. I can testify to Willie's situation because I've been working with him on a couple of projects. I know what he's doing and how he's working together with stuff, and a few other folks that are in here. So in essence, what it gets down to is once he gets everything all finished, and then we have the education program up to date, we're still transferring that from being a weekly thing to something where that people have access to online with a subscription or whatever they want to do there. Basically what it gets down to, you'll be able to stick a thumb drive in there and put whatever you want in there and just record these things. So there's a lot of exciting things coming up. It's just a matter of time and getting the right personnel together. And we're really hoping that you people are going to be part of that personnel package that we're talking about that can come in here and help assist people and be able to interact with people and get things done instead of just sitting there yakking about it, which is what everybody else wants to do. We will not have any scammers in our group. And you would not believe how many scammers there are out there trying to impersonate what we're doing. About 98% of the people out here are scammers. We got money to lend, all right. Sure you do. Willie's like,
And that's why I say
You
once in a
know?
while, we get to be like Leverage and the A Team and Chris Hansen.
Exactly. We're just gonna flat out
Well,
take it out, you know.
Well, we'd rather be Mr. Furley and Super Troopers and Police Academy, because we do have like I said, sometimes we, at the end of the session after 2 hours, we turn the recording off and, we can go on for, I think one
Horror
night,
stories come out of the woodwork at that point in time. But it's a thing where everybody's going to have fun. They're going to enjoy what they're doing. People are going to get a good education out of this. They're going to be able to contribute to the education process. I think Nate might have already explained how that's going to work. And, we're going to actually take this industry and turn it into something that's going to work instead of, struggling. And the time for that is now with everything that's going on economically speaking. The government has lost control of everything, so we have to take it back. And that's basically what this is going to get down to. That's why they call it private money. Heck, the banks are even trying to get together with people with private money to buy their portfolios out from underneath them because they can't handle the commercial side of things. They're not going to other hedge funds or any of those people that they used to go to. Now they're actually coming to private money people to buy their books. Well, that ain't going to get very far because they've overextended themselves. So we're going to have a lot of buying opportunities in that regard, self-storage and things like that I think are going to help a lot. You're going to have housing and self-storage working together like, peanut butter and jelly is what's going to end up happening here. And there's a lot of opportunities in both markets. So we're looking forward to having as many of you come on as you possibly can. We need the help. We need the expertise. We need a nice big variety that people can work with. That's what it gets down to. So I'm hoping that you guys can come aboard and be able to be a part of this. It's really been interesting to watch it come about. Other than that, I'm available. Nate can give you my contact information if you ever want to have a discussion or talk about anything. That's not a problem. This is my profession. This is my full-time gig. So I'm not doing anything else other than trying to get these things together. I'm one of the founding members, or I guess you could say founding member, of the private money industry as a whole. So
Kevin actually got called in during the housing crisis to the Federal Reserve to advise them.
And it wasn't just that, but I got a chance to talk to a certain gentleman yesterday or the other day that Nate happens to know, and he's one of the other people that are, I would consider, one of the founders as well. And it's Matt and Leonard Rosen. I've talked to Matt on the phone. That's his son. And I talked to Leonard the other day.
Yeah, I just told you guys about Pitbull and MPLA conference.
Yeah, he wants to have constant communication with us. And he does say hi, Nate. He told me to tell you that.
Yeah, no, I love Matt and Leonard. They're guys. If you ever I'm going to put their website for their conference. So it used to be Pitbull conference.
A chance to get in it. If you get in as a member of the MPLA, even as a as an associate or whatever, it's worth doing because there's a lot of networking opportunities in that group as much as there is in this group. And that's what you need to make this work, because at that point in time, you can put your own brand together. That's basically what it gets down to. And that's what everybody needs to have available. You need to be able to make it work. And they are an association. They're trying to drive all the scammers out. We support them in those efforts. And the more people that we can get in his organization, the better we're going to feel, because it's becoming a rather, strong organization. There's a lot of lobbying and stuff like that, governmental regulations and things like that they're in there consulting with people to pull that together. So in a lot of ways, what I was doing when I was back in 2010, they're doing it at the congressional level. So there's a lot of opportunity here. I mean, I just can't say it enough.
Yeah, they've got they're lobbying and all that stuff, guys. They put it together. There's also AAPL. There's another company called Leverage, which is Brett. I forgot. I can't pronounce his. It's like Alwazi. So Brett used to work for Matt and Leonard. He was like their number one guy after them. So he started his own is like theirs. He does a lot of events like theirs as well. His brother. I haven't gone to Brett's events since because he broke off from Pitbull. But like I said, I was coming back from the Pitbull conference in Benson when we got stranded at the hotel, I mean, the airport in Phoenix. But Brett's brother was SEAL Team 6, so it was cool to talking to him. And then you really don't want to get in a bar fight with him because obviously, But no, his brother's like the coolest guy, and you never realize that guys in SEAL Team 6 and Delta aren't really the big commandos, Rambo types that you guys see in the movies. They're actually real small. A lot of them are smaller than you, and they're like just really good soldiers. Um,
Kind of
so
like us, big things come in small packages. See, that's the
yeah,
whole
but
point.
so Brett's one of the coolest guys too. He started his own, but what we do a lot more with Matt and Leonard because Matt and Leonard are just they have the resources, guys. They have, and I spent $17,000 as a sponsor there. You go in there and now they do the Saturday, the golf tournament, they do the poker tournament Saturday night, which I'm sure is pretty entertaining. Being at some of these the VIP and the after parties with them in the past. So I'm sure the poker party probably gets a little so considering it's Saturday night and they don't have another event till Sunday night, but we flew in on Sunday and they have a VIP party to welcome everybody. Saturday they have a breakfast, cater lunch, and then they have the after party. It's only one day, but it's like action packed, and they get up and they have good speakers. John Hornick, private lender law, he'll get up. He runs a national law firm that specializes in private lenders, and it's every state. He can close deals in every state. He can close. He's a closing agent, so he's a lawyer. His law firm. RCN is there, RCN Capital, Rock Capital. That's where I met Rock. Those guys started, and Willie's broken from them. Eric is broken from them.
They're founding members of MPLA.
Yeah, and their two principals were at Deutsche Bank. I don't know if I botched that name.
Which
Yeah, from 2008. They left in 2009 after the housing crisis, and they started Rock, and they've loaned out $8 billion. Willie's brokering for them, so is Erica, and they'll probably be correspondent lenders for them. They partner with Kogo, who I said I came through Lee Arnold's program with. Kevin is also a Lee Arnold student at one time. And then we also have, they also partner with Civic. If you guys and I remember there's only a couple people on, I'm actually talking to a greater group. I'm going to post this on YouTube. And they actually, Civic actually was rumored to be out of business when they got bought by Rock. So they're actually an entity of Rock. And so Civic has an incredible software package, whereas Rock has the money, because billions, and Kogo has the largest group of probably trained students for private money brokers and Lena Bateman and all the other programs they have. So that really is a beneficial that they have. Kogo and Lee Arnold know the education side. They provide all the back offices. They provide everything else. Now, getting into our associate program, guys, we are like your back office, and you have the funding. The people in the advisory, the associates that are in. So if you're interested in the associate program, like I said, $399 is for one-time deal, and you're going to roll into the virtual program for free for life for being part of the beta. And everybody after that, it could be $399 a month at that point. I was paying when I had my roofing company, I was paying $1,000 a month. I'll put the company name just so you guys can reference it, and you guys can on their website you can go to their contractor store and you can look up their SVG University. So our university is going to use Lightspeed. It's going to use Lightspeed, and Grant Cardone also uses Lightspeed for his I don't know if it's his 10X program or whatever. There's one of his programs that he uses it. So our ventures group, if you go to their contractor store, you'll see their SVG University, and you'll see their store where you can buy all their packages and stuff. That's what we're going to have. So everybody that's an associate program is going to get everything that we're going to put in there for free. Many of the associates are going to be facilitators and ambassadors. Ambassadors are people that will be welcoming people to the program. Facilitators will be hosting, and like I said, we got Matt can do his slow foot program. Willie's got his programs. But we're going to do 2 levels of revenue sharing, and I just reconnected with Chris Galicki, who's did all the numbers, and we can send you guys we got them posted in the associates groups. The associates can look at them, but I'll post a copy in the EMD group as well. You guys can see it. I think by year 3, we're projecting 9 million revenue. I think because of the situation after COVID, we could reach that in 2 years. We were projecting doing 33% revenue share, which means if we do 9 million a year, we're going to be kicking back 3 million a year to our facilitators and ambassadors. And that's a lot of them are going to come out of our associates program. So when people have asked me, another question that's come up is like, if I do the associates program, how soon can I make that money back? You can make it back right away. I talk about co-brokering. You can partner with one of these guys, go out and get a broker deal. We'll walk you through it, and you split the deal. But you're talking 1 to 3 points, and we can do a co-brokering, or there's a lot of different ways to help you get a first deal where you overcome 399 fast. We guide you every guys. We go everything. Wednesday night we're doing 2 presentations on the industry, how lenders make decisions in the brokering program. We usually split those up, but we got so much content, guys. I can't split a lot of stuff up that I did over. I mean, literally, it's going to be compact. We're talking 2.5 hours instead of like an hour and a half, just to get all the material that you guys are being given. So Wednesday nights are chock. We don't have much time. We talk about joking, and we turn the rate. We don't have time on that on Wednesdays anymore. We literally are giving 2:30 to almost probably 8 o'clock my time, Denver time, just to cover everything we're presenting. And then that doesn't include what I'm putting in the group for you guys, what I'm putting into files, what I'm putting into guides, and what our human resources. You guys have met them. You guys have met Willie. You got Kevin's here. Chris Bottom was here a minute ago. Simi was here. We got so many people, guys. Gabe, we got Justin, we got Erica, and we got we got a number of people that can help you guys. Matt Gray, a few other people that are really, really solid. And just about everybody that's in our group is solid. And even the people that have never done anything, they're learning, and they can point you in the right direction sometimes too, because they've been through the program. They kind of know where to direct you. Like go look in files, and hopefully, when we have a virtual program, we have this, that all that setup. It's going to be completely different than going to files tab in Facebook, because I have everything in there as I saved it. And if I go to my Facebook, or I go to my documents on my, on my computer, I know where everything is. So I kind of have to kind of keep that in mind, making sure that you guys know where to find stuff. I wish I could break stuff up and go, here's all your, contract generator. Because I have a contract generator. I can do about 35 different types of contracts. I can't give you access to it, but I could get on a Zoom and I can walk you through it. I can build that, send it to you. If it's not like you need to tweak it, we can redo it, send it to you. Boom, it's ready. It's all legal up. It's flared up. So we have a contract generator. We have loan calculators. We have deal analyzers covering just about everything. We have scope of work. We cover scope of work in about 9 different forms and documents that I have. A lot of them are form fillable. They guide you through it. We have everything you need. I mean, literally, it's trying to be A to Z. By the time I put these are the 8 USBs and I finish out the 50 guides and all the associates, it's either 16 weeks, because they got 13 more weeks to go. And we're only taking Labor Day Monday and Labor Day Wednesday off. And then we're taking Veterans Day Monday, but not Veterans Day Wednesday off. Other than that, we're going all the way through November 16th. These guys are going to know a lot of stuff that nobody teaches any of this stuff, and it's like I've been to the football conferences. I've worked with Leonard and Matt. I've worked with guys, I've worked with securities attorneys. I know how they work, so we can help you guys, more resources. So if you're interested in the associate group, let me know. You'll also be in the EMD group. If you just want to do the EMD group, we'll join. We'll give you resources. You'll see it over the next 30 days. Like I said, we're going to cap it for the year. That's 1,000, and we're going to cap associates at 100. Obviously, we do the virtual program. It could be thousands of people because people will be joining. Most of it's going to be pre-recorded. I'm going to make sure that everybody's a facilitator, at least does something live and has live groups and stuff, because I want live interaction. But nobody else is doing live interaction and videos and like talking to people, and don't talk down to people. Don't shame people. Don't blow their deals up. If their deal has an issue, let's refocus. Let's try to get it, like, what strategy is going to actually work? Is there going to be a different strategy? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago on a session where we were able to shift somebody over to 2 others. Willie had a strategy for him, and somebody else had a strategy for him. And, I don't know what came of it. Some other people were working with him, this gentleman who was a guest, and I think he's going to get his deal done. But if you guys have something that's just kind of borderline, we want to tweak it. We can help you tweak it. We got the expertise. We got the people that can help you tweak it and get it done. And then you get your deal. Maybe it's your first deal ever. And that's the one that basically, once you get that first deal, it's like, man, I did my first 7 deals, guys. And a lot of people will see this. You'll see it a lot of times in Capital Syndicate, which is a partner of Lee Arnold. They put out my testimonial. I had a $7.2 million deal, was my 7th deal in the business. My first 6 deals, I probably made $20,000 combined. I made $212,000 broker commission on my 7th deal. And I used the family office. And of course, they're not in the space anymore. And then the people that were my client that got funded their deal, they did their exit strategy. And it's like they went and they did it, they completed everything, they made their exit strategy, and they were successful. And you can do that too. And like, so when people ask how soon you can make deals, dude, I probably did those first 7 deals in like maybe 2 months, 2.5. Then I did that big deal, and I was like, man, it was like easy. But you know, guys, that was a family office, and the advantage to working with us, if anybody's out there considering other programs, is we will be going into family offices and how to use hedge funds and stuff. And you've got the contacts. There are 8,000 contacts that I can give you right now, CSV and Excels, plus the 850 lenders in the database. So that's separate. And then the 8,000 are Excels and CSVs. You can go load them in CSVs in your LinkedIn, and you will have 2 to 3,000 legitimate friends at hedge funds, endowment funds, and pension funds. Because remember, pension funds and endowment funds aren't going to invest in a lot of these deals. But you know, the Los Angeles firefighters union isn't going to invest in your fix and flip. They're looking to put like $1 billion in and get a couple $100 million return on it, on top of it, back to, you know, fund their pensions. Which, you know, those guys need more than what they get in their pensions. Them and police officers and military and all that stuff. I think their pensions are, and I've been in the fire service and I've been in the military, so I kind of would like to see everybody retire with like $100,000 a year that's been a police officer or firefighter. You know, I think those guys deserve it. You know, and there's a few bad apples in the law enforcement. I think the fire service doesn't really have any issues, but firefighters are supposed to be the good guys, I guess. I don't know. We used to make fun of cops all the time when I was in the fire service. We used to mess with the state patrol officers we worked with on the interstate. Put it that way. So guys, yeah, we got our 5:30 session. If anybody's interested in joining, let me know. I'll give you a guest pass for tonight. You guys want to come in at 5:30 Denver time, which is a little over an hour and a half. You guys can come in as guests tonight and you can meet the other associates. And then we'll try to get you guys, you know, we're gonna try to get you guys at least in contact with these guys. And, you know, tonight we're gonna be kind of hopefully putting some more finalization together, how this is gonna work for you guys, how they're gonna help you. That way they're on the same page, because we don't want to turn on 30 people to you guys. And then, like, you know, some of them are also gonna remember they're doing this for the first time as well. Some of the guys lending money. So you kind of gotta understand, like, if you're brand new and they're brand new, that's what we got the board. We got some experienced people to guide them and try to make sure everything's, you know, good. Because there's a lot of people out there that would like to lend money and probably never knew how to do it. You know, and a lot of times you know, it's risky as hell if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, we can't eliminate the risk, but we can probably get rid of about 95% of it, just because we have a lot of eyes on every deal now. So there's eyes. It's almost like having a full underwriting team looking at your deal. So if anybody has any questions, feel free. Like I said, I will. You know, if you're interested, I got your email address. I'll give you the Zoom links for the session tonight if you guys are interested. If not, then you guys can come on. The same link's good every night. Just don't, if you're a guest, don't use the Monday for Wednesdays, because they're separate links. You won't get in the Wednesday night with the Monday link. But I'll email you guys I'll put it on there so you guys can have it, and then I'll post this tomorrow, so anybody can watch it who's interested in it, who signed up and wasn't able to attend. With that, guys, I'm gonna actually take a little bit of a break till, what is it right now? 4:17. Got about an hour and 13 minutes till our associate session. So yeah, you guys can reach out to me. Anybody, if you guys want to, you know, connect with Willie or connect with Kevin or anybody. But like I said, I look forward to talking to you tonight if you want to come on tonight, or we'll even give you a guest pass to Wednesday. We're usually not doing guests on the Wednesday session, but if you guys want to check it out because you're considering associate, then we'd like to, you know, we can at least show you what we're doing in the course. And so keep in mind, we have 70 people, and you know, obviously, you know, we'll have about 10 to 15 people show up on Wednesday. Some people just do it with self-study, and some people are, you know, they may be really knowledgeable in that area and they don't need to come on that for that night. But I watch the videos. I'm able to see the videos, and everybody watches it. We probably get about 50 of our 70 people that watch the video every week. So I'm able to see that through YouTube. And because we have a public YouTube, but these are private. And so I'm able to I know that the views are people who actually I gave it to or had access to it. So we're seeing about 50 views a week of just the Wednesday nights, which is good. And they're watching it. Usually there's about an hour. And we're getting like 50 hours a week of the non-public watch time, and then, which unfortunately doesn't help you on monetization, but we're not really trying to monetize the public YouTube. You know, I've got another business you guys might hear about once in a while. You guys ever like hot sauce or barbecue sauce? I have a hot sauce company. So I have 55 products probably, and then another 100 products that are like third party. But I'll try to monetize that YouTube. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna take a break. So if you guys want to come into the group, yeah, some of the groups are. Let me. As soon as I'm off, I'll just basically tag you as the groups for you and Marcelo. If you guys want to, if you guys just want to find me or friend me or something, I'll put the link for the Zoom and the link for the because I mean sometimes you just off by number or something. These things aren't. Have you guys ever noticed? And people know this. So since I'm typing up, I'm actually like, where I'm at. So I'm like normally not doing this. It's like I shouldn't be doing this if I have like carpal tunnel or something, typing the way that I do when I'm on Zoom. But yeah, I'll make sure you guys have links to the group and all that stuff. And if you're interested in associate, if you're interested in associate, I'll hit me up because like I said, I think you guys will get a lot from it. And then if you're interested in, that's where you're going to get a lot of information, a lot of resources. And I've had people. I mean, Kevin got told by a couple of people that they would have paid like 10 grand to get into it. So I'm like, I don't know if I don't. I paid 1,500 for I actually paid 2,500 because my tuition was actually. I was one of those people that went to a lot of real estate seminars, and I just was never able to like. God, I don't want to spend $1,500 on this. If it's not, where do you get the money and all this stuff? They can never answer that. But Leonardo finally came up with it and said, well, if you want to do it, I had a Home Depot contractor card for my roofing company, and I had $20,000 limit. So they traded me $2,500 of tools that I bought at Home Depot for them, and they picked them up at the Home Depot in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where they're at. I'm obviously in the Denver area, and I paid $2,500 on my card, and for 60, which is nice, 90 days, 0%. And then I had enough deals going on with my roofing business. I paid it off within 3 months, and I took the private money broker course 40 hours, and it was actually 40 hours. And I mean, I took it virtually because it was in Atlanta. I'm in Denver, but I had to go into my office when I had my construction office at 6 o'clock in the morning. I literally had to be there at 5:30 because it came out at 6 o'clock for 8 hours a day. And the only advantage is I really didn't unlike being in the class where it'd be weird for me to do other things. I was able to at least like do other things while I was watching virtually. But that was the best thing. And I've been broken for a couple months. I did 2 deals before that, and I did 4 deals after that, and then deal 7 was the big one. So I literally was I started out, doing their home study course because they give you the home study course first if you have to wait 2 or 3 months for their course. But like I said, we've taken it up a lot more. We've talked about raising capital. We're going to bring securities attorneys on. We got 4 or 5 of them that we can bring on that you can talk to. It's really great because you can ask them questions. We provide links to their webinars. Jillian Sidoti just did a seminar a couple weeks ago. She's one of the best securities attorneys out there, and one of the nicest people, wants to help people, and she focuses a lot like on the real estate entrepreneur. And we got Meryl, we got Gene Trowbridge, we got Amy Wan, we got a few other ones. We try to bring, you guys can connect to Benson. He just did one with Jim Ingersoll last week for Privy. If you guys are in real estate investing, if you get our associate program and you get Privy with Benson, you probably don't need anything else because Benson's going to give you the software to find deals. It's obviously he's like not all residential, single family. You're not going to get really much commercial. So if you're doing commercial and stuff, there's some other, then you got to kind of maybe not go with Privy, but there's some other resources out there. Eventually it's harder to find commercial and stuff because single family residential has MLS, and there's not a lot of there's a Lexi and LoopNet and stuff for commercial, which is it's like Zillow. Don't use it to do your deal structuring and analysis because you're not going to get everything you need. You guys know that Zillow's founder and creator never hates real estate investors. He pretty much said that. I posted that link. Did you see that, Willie, when I posted that? Yeah, he actually hates real estate investors, and he only owns his own primary in his own houses that he created, and that's why Zillow. I'm like, screw that. I ain't gonna use Zillow. Zillow sucks. Pretty much, it says I'm probably gonna get sued now. It's a good thing I know a lot of attorneys. But anyway, guys, I will send the link to you guys. If you guys, just hit me up back on Messenger too, and I can, whatever I can get them to you right now. So if you want the link for tonight's session, you can come on as a guest. If you want to get in the associates program, hit me up too. I can, this is a good week to do it. Get in before week 4, because you can start you can download information right away. You can download you can pretty much go in a couple of days and just get everything you need right off the bat. I front load everything. I want to make sure that you have value right away and you're like, crap, I only paid this much for this. So I try to keep it fair because I know you're gonna have everything. Yeah, and I'll put that out to you guys. Let me just tell you guys right now, because you and Marcelo are asking for the same information. I know I do need to take like a little, it was 45 minutes to an hour. So, and of course, Willie's in our program already. Simi was earlier. We got 70 something people. We charge $3.99. It's flat. We've been told to charge more. A lot of people are like, hey, I want to charge a couple more. You can join. It's basically a $399 fee. I send it through PayPal or Venmo. You join, get instant access. Literally, as soon as you pay, I send you the actual invitation links. There's like 3 different ways. And it's only because Facebook's quirky. Like if I send you one, you may not get it. And then you're like, hey, I can't get in. And I send you the other one and then I tag you. One of those 3 ways is going to get you in the group. As soon as you go in there, you can go to files right away and you can download everything you want. We got lawyered up contracts. I got everything you need, contracts, addendums. We got all the scope of work checklists. We got all the stuff you can put, whether you're doing flicks and flips or whether you're doing multifamily, doing analysis. Literally, probably right now, we're sitting around 80 that have been uploaded. So you can download those right away. Like I said earlier, I apologize a little bit for some of the titles. I'll try to correct that. That's, because it was how I downloaded it. Then you go to guides, and guides is like a self-study A to Z. Right now, there's 13 guides in there. This week, I'll be adding 25 case studies that are for guide 14 that's associated to guide 13, what I put in on Saturday. There'll be a total of 50 guides. You could literally be self-paced, self-study. The associate group also meets, like I said, Mondays and Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights, it's pretty much education. It's going to be 2.5 hours. And literally, we are not going to be doing 1.5 hour sessions like we've done in the past. We are action packed with a lot of information, PowerPoint presentations. We go over all the forms and checklists. I have a weekly agenda. I post the agenda this week. I'm deviating a little bit because I'm doing a lot of stuff right now to get the associates who are going to be lending money up to speed in the next 30 days so they can lend money because they're lending their own money. I don't want them lending their own money unless I have every system and every way to help them succeed. I want everybody, whether if you're lending money in the group or you're just somebody looking for money, I want you to succeed. I don't want you to ever feel like you're left behind. Now, that said, I used to be able to do a lot of catching up, or people were like, hey, I can't do that like one-on-one. Like I said, it's not like I won't do it. I will do it. I'll try to schedule it, but I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, eventually, for me to deliver the quality of service, I can do maybe 2 or 3 people miss a session. I can do a breakout session. I've done a couple of those, like Doris and stuff a couple weeks ago. She's awesome. Doris I've only missed 2 sessions since January. And I was able to catch her up on what she missed, but there's a couple other people. So we try to do that. We don't want to, fall behind. You've got the other associates, you've got the people on the advisory board who will be, and they're not being paid extra. Their benefit, their incentive is that they get first right to basically put their own money or broker a deal, like the guys that broker money, so they have first right to basically do a deal with you. From our perspective, obviously, if it doesn't work out with you guys, that's you guys. We don't judge anybody. This is the associate program, EMD program is going to be judgment free. It's basically no shaming. We're not going to tear anybody apart, and we're going to make sure that everybody's doing deals. Is you guys know each other through video. I mean, it's going to be hard for everybody to, like, you can't. How many times would you have to fly to meet 100 people if you had to meet them all separately? Well, virtual is the best way to do that. Especially coming out of COVID, some people are still kind of not interested in flying or traveling someplace. Rod Cleef's one of the best guys in real estate. He's doing his first live in-person event since COVID in September. He was another guy that I went to his event in 2019 before COVID. One of the best is like 4 days. Again, you get there, you got this much information on your seat. By the time you leave, you're leaving with this much information. I mean, he gives you books and stuff, all kinds of checklists and forms, and like literally he gives them as your own. That's kind of where I got the concept of use it as your own. I've also done Adam Adams events, and I did, like I said, Pitbull. So with the associate program guys, we're just bringing a lot of information to you that I've assembled. Probably, like I said, another 9 USB sticks to go to download all the stuff. Everything's loaded up. You can go in there and change it, make it your own, put your own logos on it, your own name, use find and replace. The human resource talent, though, of all the resources, because I can put all the stuff in there. The human resource talent is incredible, and they're dedicated, and they want to do deals with people. They want to use their own money. if they have to on EMD gap transaction, even some other deals. They're creative. We can do creative. We've got bigger lenders like Visio, Rock, Pogo. They broker for them, so they can kind of layer in those second position with the first position that they're brokering for. They can be second position, or maybe another associate can be second position. We're recruiting more lenders. We're trying to bring a lot more lenders in as well through a group called Lenders Only. We're trying to vet, we're going to bring them in there. The advisory board, it's not going to be me saying, yes, you can join as a lender. The advisory board is going to basically vet the people, and you have to come in and basically be on video. You have to be on the live streams. You have to be on the Zooms, because it's the biggest complaint I have in this real estate industry since I started doing this 6 years ago, is that I've done deals with people I've never met, and it's like, and it's, for me, it got frustrating. It was like having a brick wall in front of me, because all I'm doing is running this wall, because people, you guys see a lot of lenders, a lot of people are scamming, but there's a lot of people that just, I want to help the people that are new, that are getting bad advice, and try to, if people come into the EMD group and they're brand new, I've got all the associates who are training, who are learning, who can help them, and they want to do deals with them. If they want to, lend money to the broker, what better way if you're a lender to basically work with somebody you see in the group, doing the work. Maybe they don't have experience because they haven't with a deal yet, but you see them putting in time in the group. They're coming every session. They're asking questions when they're doing the guides. We're able to see that when the virtual program launches. All those questions and those quizzes that I said are going to be coming up at the end of every module. 3 questions at the end of a module. A module could be 10 to 20, posts or whatever. There's 3 questions at the end of every track. There's going to be another 5 questions. So you, as people, as lenders who are in there, who are facilitators and ambassadors, will get to see the people doing the work, taking learning how they're going to learn how 506B and 506C is for Regulation D if you're raising capital and you need a securities attorney. You're going to know how to put a deal, how to put all that together. Don't do it because you need a securities attorney, but you could actually go and do the whole thing just to learn it. Go put a whole Regulation D, 506C, put everything together, do your PPM, do all your documents, do everything just to learn it. And then you basically get a hold of Jillian or Merrill or Amy or Gene or one of the securities attorneys, Paul Vincent, we refer you to, and then they can do your package for you and help you go raise money. If you want to learn multifamily, we'll hook you up with Angel Marino. If you want to do, literally, if you want it, Willie's got a couple programs, Simi's got a couple programs, Matt Gray has the slow flip, which is kind of cool. He's coming up with some branding for that, to put a program together. Slow flip is awesome if you're a lender, and it's awesome if you're, if you're looking to do long-term deals, because the lender has to commit for 5 years. So we kind of go fast and furious, not to copy the movie, but or slow and steady. And you look at, there's 2 ways to do it. You can do loans, and you're the old rabbit in the hare. The rabbit is the hare. The old, the rabbit and the turtle, right? The tortoise. And you can, the tortoise is the slow. That's the person that's going to be doing the slow flip over 5 years, building wealth and all that stuff. And then over 20, 25, 30 years, they're building it slow. The rabbit out there is doing these EMD loans, and they're doing the fix and flips, and they're doing these get in, get out, cash out, cash refi, whatever. So somewhere in the middle, then you start doing a hybrid. And so we kind of want to encourage people to kind of pick a path, and then we kind of guide people. We can match up associates and people with each other and who has strategies that'll actually align. And then, like I said, we're going to cap out 1,000 people for EMD group, and 100 of the associates will cap out. We won't even have more than 100 associates come January 1st when virtual launches, because virtual program, they'll actually become ambassadors and facilitators. And then, the EMD gap can also be ambassadors and facilitators. At that point, you guys will get revenue share, because I want you, like I said, we're projecting we're going to do 33% revenue share off of the virtual program. And I think our 3rd year projection was 9 million. So that would be 3 million a year we'd be kicking out as pay to our facilitators and our ambassadors, because we want people to come in from the cold, come in from, hey, I'm not going to go to the hotel conference room. I'd rather go join this program. Instead of paying $2,500 to Fortune builders, I'm going to go spend, do an annual, or, I'll do a trial. I'll go do like the 90-day trial, whatever it is. And then if I like it, I'll upgrade. But I've still only spent maybe $1,000 instead of 2,500. And guess what? By the end of that first year, and we're Fortune builders are going to hit you up 4 or 5 more times for upgrades before they finally get to what I call super mystery weekend, which is, it's kind of like Amway, when you guys end up at the, you end up at their big convention and you got all the people, the rah-rah people up there, like, or they, I just saw a program the other day about the two sides of Amway. One's the tools side that sells you all the tapes and all this stuff. And then the other side that does all the products. And those two sides actually are really, people don't know they're actually two separate companies that are inside of Amway. And both those companies actually hate each other. But they depend on each other to make their billions, the DeVos family and all that stuff. So, I forget the other guy's name who started it, but so you don't want to end up at the Amway version of real estate, where you're basically, there's upgrade after upgrade after upgrade after upgrade. I went to Renatus one time, and I'm already I think I'm already it was 2019, so I'm already 3 years in the business, and I've already done probably 200 of those deals. My friend Doug, Doug used to short stocks, and he shorted and made $50,000 on Amazon one day. Doug's kind of a quirky guy, but and Kevin only know Doug because he's one of Brandon's friends. Brandon's my Google guy. But Doug invited me to Renatus one night, and because his experience, he's like, "Well, let's go check this out." And when he got invited, he wasn't doing real estate. We went there. Within 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm fully expecting David Koresh or Jim Jones to walk out. That's how cultish I felt it was. I was like, man, these guys have been dead for 30 years, but I'm pretty much expecting them to walk out and try to recruit me for the Branch Davidians because they were kind of that. So I don't ever want people to also feel in a cult like this isn't about me and this isn't about, you guys just see a lot of gurus and I despise them because I think that there's a lot of people that aren't. My whole thing is to build this for you guys and have a resource, a safe space to go in and make deals and eventually then build it out. And the people that are going to be in now that have been in for 2020 and stuff, there's going to be a lot of benefit because, there's a lot of people that are going to come this way when they start going, holy crap, why do I want to do this when I can just go do that? I know I'm going to be successful. Because if I don't like also having people come in a program and then if they don't succeed, then blame them because it's usually not their fault. They get in and they join and they get lost. And a lot of times it's not intentional by the promoter, the seminar and all that stuff. It's just, it just gets to the point where there's just too much, there's a reason that Nudge was a $400 million company doing seminars and they got nailed by the FTC for a lot of stuff they did. But yeah, so Marcel and all, if you guys are interested, hit me up in the messenger. I can tell you more about associates and I'll give you the guest pass for tonight. If you guys want to join. If you can't do tonight, then you can come in next week. Wednesday nights is a little hard to get, time to talk to guests because we don't have really any time to talk to them. So Monday's the best night for guests. So I'll do that. I'll give you guys, I'll just give you my, I'll make sure you have my Facebook direct if you just want to message me and then I can just I can send you, I can fire back the 2 links you need. So if anyone wants this, it should be my personal. Oh, give me a second. It should be my personal one. And there is actually, so just do that one and then hit me up there and then I'll give you back the Zoom link and I'll give you back the EMD group link as well. But with that, guys, I'm gonna sign off because we got just in a little hour and I need to take a little bit of a break. So I'll see everybody at about 5:30. Yeah, so Marcelo just hit me up on Facebook and I'll give you those 2 links. So Willie, I'll see you in about an hour.